All right, so the D20's been going for about a day, so I am guessing this is gonna finish at some point in the night while I'm asleep. So sending positive vibes, nothing but positive vibes. Shh. Print easy, sweet girl. Please don't fuck up. And greetings, friends. Technical Stinkers here. It's Saturday, October 5th. And let's see what I'm printing today. If you're unfamiliar, I'm a small business owner looking to get into 3D printing as sort of a subsidiary of my main company because I already have a warehouse and I'm paying all these overheads. And so I'd be able to slip it in with some ease. So let's take a look. Finished up part 1 of 2 of this big honkin' D20 cube. It finished, and it finished successfully. Let's see if I can get it off the plate. So that's one half of it. Let's go look at it in some better light. All right, so this thing is roughly, I think, total lateral about 390 millimeters. Surface came out really nice, very consistent. I was worried about the top from the long bridgings, so I made the top 6 layers, and I turned the speed way down. The speed was at like, 60, super duper slow. I don't really run anything that slow. But it resulted in a very clean looking product. So it's also got 3 wall loops, so it's pretty solid on the outside. The bottom, not so much. You know, it's got a lot of give, but this part will be glued to the other side, and it has a 0.25% infill, and that's enough for like 1-star configuration, and that seems to be plenty to add rigidity and enough for the bridging extrusions to grab onto in the various places that they needed it. So I've got some sort of stringing here, maybe down in there. There's some examples of it in here, but I think because I'm gonna unfortunately have to paint this one. I think once I do that, it will probably end up looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the second one started today. It's just kind of like a little nerve-wracking with these because they take so much filament. This is like 800 grams, even with 0.25 infill, which I can't stomach the thought of running it without any infill. So 0.25% infill, 3 wall loops, 0.25 layer height. Came out pretty good product there. And over here, if you saw yesterday's video, one of the angel wings had sort of something of an error, so I reprinted it, and I'm gonna see if this one experiences the same issue. Let's see. I'm gonna do this one-handed. This is probably not advisable. Yeah, it looks like it held together pretty good. I'm not sure. I'm using the new support settings on this, so these supports should break away a little cleaner, but there's a lot of little nooks and crannies in there where the supports are, so maybe I'll just kind of leave that for later, but overall it came out looking pretty good. Finally over here, I've been working on something of a crypto thing. I'm doing a separate video on this, how I go through and design something or mimic something. I bought this here shroud. This is a graphics card. It's a specialized graphics card for crypto mining. But people like to add this kind of fan, and it needs like this adapter thing. So I got this one. It's the only one available. And so I got it, measured it, kind of copied it, but, kind of measured it and took inspiration from it because this is all that came with it. And this card, the CMP 100, really would benefit from an additional spacer here. So I added that. I changed this side. It's mine's a little different. It's a little more uniform, semicircular. This one's kind of smushed down a little bit. But overall, taking inspiration from that to fit this fan. So I'm working on that in a separate video, but have the prototypes out now. It's coming together pretty good. I think I need to adjust it down a little bit so this sits flush. Also, there's nowhere to screw this fan into the card, so I'm wondering if I need a base plate that it comes off of this, because this bolts into the card, like a plate that kind of comes off that this fan can bolt into to stay secured, instead of just relying on the pressure of the fit into the shroud to hold it in place. So what's going on in the 3D print space? Kind of lazy day. The P1P is giving me error after error, extruder errors and things like that. Bamboos work great until they don't. But it seems like you don't have to finick with them much. Like the errors that they encounter seem to be like more bigger fundamental errors, and it catches itself before it does it. So I still think it's worth it, but you know, the errors I've found, it's like, you know, everything will just shut down, it'll stop printing, but you know, that's probably a good thing. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. If something you want to see. It's a lazy Saturday, so I'm making lazy content today, but I aim to deliver. So let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's the nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm the Technicals. See you next time.